okay?
Doing like one last like
Last
cat
minute
paw at my hair
hair check.
before I get angry messages on Twitter and Facebook. Heather, your hair today was a mess. I'm
what's
well
with your
aware.
hair?
It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday. And you know what? Nominations are for the Oscars are out, and we want to honor, we want to thank him too.
I want to thank the Academy. My
Tom
parents.
Hanks is what I'm trying to say. Tom Hanks, of course, two-time Oscar winner, nominated as Best Supporting Actor for playing Mr. Rogers in the movie It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. And, of course, it was filmed right here in Pittsburgh. It is Hanks' first nomination in almost 20 years. You know, he won for Forrest Gump and Philadelphia. But the film, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, actually was not nominated, but he was for Best Supporting Actor. So we'll see.
I have still yet to see the movie. I hate that I have to
Heather.
admit that. I know. I don't have time to do anything. So that's on my list.
It's on
I
your
have
list.
this growing
Okay.
list of things to do. That's on my list.
All right.
It will happen. I also have not seen the big movie that everyone has been buzzing about.
But I would not see this.
Joker. 11 nominations.
Yeah. I mean, 11 nominations is too. I'm Murder, She Wrote is my speed. You know this. So like, this is too violent for me. But Joaquin Phoenix stars as the mentally ill Batman villain, and it really is violent. In fact, it got some backlash in the beginning for that. But clearly, it's doing quite well because 11 nominations. Who knew?
Yeah. I mean, Frankie's been trying to get me to watch this "Don't Mess with Cats" documentary on Netflix, and I'm the same way. I can't deal with things that are too graphic, too violent, too real, too dark, too deep. So I get it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of talk right now about who was not
nominated. Isn't that almost as much fun as finding out who's nominated?
Yeah, but
finding out who was not nominated, and it brings about some questions.
It does. I mean, there's a lot of questions about the diversity of the people who are nominated, a lot of men, a lot of white men, not a lot of diversity in people who have been nominated. Awkwafina, a big name that we were hearing.
Right.
Actress and rapper in the movie The Farewell was not nominated, but she made history earlier this month as the first woman of Asian descent to win a lead actress Golden Globe.
Yeah, and I love the premise of The Farewell story because I think it is so interesting. It's based on a real life story. It's about a family. The grandmother has terminal cancer, a terminal cancer diagnosis, and they decide not to tell her. And so this is sort of the story, the ethical story, and also the family, the culture, the family ideals of this young woman sort of navigating all of this. And by the way, the real woman that it's based on, they reveal in the credits at the end, 6 years later, she's still alive and still doesn't know about her diagnosis. So that says something, too. That's just crazy.
Jennifer Lopez was also a name that had been circulating possible nominations for the movie Hustler. She was considered a sure bet, but no nom. Adam Sandler, Robert De Niro also missed out on nominations this year.
Yeah, and for the second year in a row, you were talking about this, no women nominated as directors, and there were plenty of women directors. There were 3 really solid films.
In fact, we got to meet one of them for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Marielle Heller. Did I say her name right?
You did say it right.
Marielle.
You got it.
Not Marielle, Marielle.
Right.
Keep that in mind.
She sat on our couch here at PTL back in November, and she was delightful, really so talented crafting this movie. And we asked her about the unusual way that she got Tom Hanks to take the role. Listen.
Well, I'm friends with Tom's son, Colin.
Okay.
And so I was at a kid's birthday party with my kid, and all the kids are playing in the backyard, and I'm striking up a conversation with Tom Hanks, and you know, you're talking to Tom Hanks, and he asked me what I did, and he said, and I said, well, I'm a director. And he said, oh, I just read this article in the New York Times about women directors. And I said, yeah, I'm in that article. And he said, oh, you are? What did you direct? And at the time, I had directed my first movie, The Diary of a Teenage Girl, and he said, I should watch it. And I thought, sure, Tom Hanks, you'll go watch my movie tomorrow. I'm sure you will. But because he's Tom Hanks and he lives up to his word, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they became friends, and then she approached him about the script. He had passed on the script 3 times before, but because they had this relationship and he knew she was going to direct it,
he said yes.
Yeah, he said yes. And
So
we should
cool.
mention that was Tom Junot sitting on the couch next to her.
The journalist who the movie is about.
Yes, exactly.
It was very neat to meet her and to have her here in Pittsburgh.
Oh, it was just
on our
fun,
set.
yeah.
Very cool.
So.
I don't even know how to transition to this, so we're just not even going to attempt to. I don't think there's an appropriate way to do it. Apparently, a lot of people spend a lot of time in the bathroom at work.
Yes. So
maybe too much time?
Maybe too much time. So employers are interested in this. There's an invention now by Standard Toilet in the UK, and the idea is that, you know, people are sitting on the toilet at work during their breaks, they're checking their phone, maybe they're reading a book, they're falling asleep, I don't know what they're doing. But anyway, this is a new tilted toilet, and it's supposed to get you out there and back to work quicker. And the idea is it's tilted like 13 degrees.
Yes.
The idea is after 5 minutes, it makes your legs hurt. So you feel a little bit of stress in your legs, so you are more apt to get out there and get back to work, because that's what they want you to do. Yeah. And the company that makes it claims that people spend 25% more time in office bathrooms than they need to, which is costing employers money.
How do they get to the bottom of that?
I don't know. Like, how do you do that study?
Like,
Yeah.
what were you really doing in that bathroom? Anyways, the rebellion has started, and now some
Yes.
people are buying or creating these wedges to go underneath to make it a flat surface so they can enjoy
Right.
their extra time.
They're fighting back.
But then you're kind of giving it away, like, oh, let me just grab my wedge.
Yeah,
See
I
you
don't know
guys
how
in
you
a
do
bit.
that
Like, how do you
smoothly.
do that?
Because then everybody in the workplace knows, and then how sanitary is this wedge that you're carrying around? I don't know. That's
How
bizarre.
sanitary is your phone, which you're using in that bathroom
Well,
for a
that's
little
true too.
extra time?
All of these are good questions, Heather. We don't have answers to them, but we wanted to provide you the latest information. So that's what we've done.
We're just keeping you up to date.
Yes. All right, you found something on Twitter that I thought was very interesting, and maybe all of you will be able to relate to this too.
This was trending. You may have seen it over the weekend. It was posted. What is the recurring argument that couples have? And the responses, and there were hundreds of thousands of responses and retweets and likes, were hilarious. This one I found so funny. Tim Pierce writes, she removes eggs from either end of the egg carton, so eggs are only left in the center. I move all the eggs to one end, so when you grab the carton, you're holding the center of gravity. We have silently been moving eggs back and forth in the carton for years. Okay.
I can see where a couple would continue to argue over this, though.
Okay, and then this one is hysterical, too. He mumbles, 30 years, and I still have to tell him to speak up. Drives me bananas. So Jack Lincoln replies, 85% of marriage is saying what from the other room, which is
Isn't
so
that true? Does that happen with you? Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What? Exactly. Yeah, and I will admit there are a couple things, like I've already talked about the toothpaste.
Yes.
But Gary has given up. I squeeze the toothpaste from the middle. I still do it. I try to do it less. But anyway, but I put things back in the fridge that have an amount of liquid in the container left that
can't be used.
No, it can be used. So, but your glass is already filled up. So, like, then am I going to put this much more into the glass and overfill it? No. Am I going to drink it on the spot? No. I'm going to save it for another time.
Do you
and that's
use
the
it?
thing. Yeah, I do. But Gary will find it in there and say, like, what are you doing? Why'd you leave that in there?
I
You
get
know?
it.
And meanwhile, I mean, I don't want to overfill. I don't, like, what am I supposed to do with it?
I don't know. This is really a terrible situation for you.
It's really not. But
I also hate the one pickle in the jar left in the refrigerator. Because
Oh.
eventually there is like, I find myself twice a year going through all the condiments, like this is expired, we're not going to eat this one banana pepper left in the jar. Why is this in
well,
here?
yeah, why? And that I don't understand as much, because I would just go for the last pickle. Okay.
Okay. We got to move on.
Okay. Very quickly, we promised yesterday that we would give you an update on the royal emergency meeting. The royals in Britain were meeting because of what they're calling now Megxit.
Which I thought Mexico was leaving or something. Like,
Mexico's fine, Heather.
you know, Brexit, we hear about Britain's exit from the
Right.
European Union. That's how they came up with Brexit. And I saw Megxit, and I was like, what is it?
But it's-
Mexico, where's Mexico going?
No.
No.
Mexico's staying put.
Don't
However, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, that's what we're talking about, and that's how the hashtag Megxit came about. So they had a meeting yesterday, and this is at least officially what the Queen of England is saying. She says this is a period of transition, and she said that the royal family is entirely supportive of their decision to break out on their own, relinquish some of the royal duties, and make a living on their own, and they need to work out the details. So that was at least an upbeat public relations answer for the emergency meeting they had yesterday.
She has a way with words, doesn't she? There's
Yes.
so much to read into there.
There's a lot you could read into it, but we don't have time.
No, we don't. So
Yes.
the Megxit will have to wait until tomorrow.
Right.
New Year's resolutions. We wanted to
Yes.
get to our list because it is now January 14th, and by this point, some people have kept them, others not so much. So this is from Psychology Today. And the reasons why people fail in their New Year's resolutions are, one, because they weren't realistic to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. Number two, your resolutions were not properly defined. Don't be vague with this. Have a specific outcome. It'll make it easier.
Not just, I want to exercise more.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Three, you don't have the right mindset for it. Wanting something and being prepared to work toward it are two different things.
Okay,
Like
I
you can't have
understand that.
Oreos in your cabinet if you want to stop eating Oreos.
That's true.
Right?
Wise words from Heather Abraham. All right, number four, your time management skills are lacking. Prioritize your day. That's the only way you can actually get it done.
You are living distracted. This is me. I'm distracted living right
Mexico is fine, Heather.
now. Even minor things can distract and stress you out. Try to eliminate the distractions.
All right, we're going to talk about our New Year's resolutions. We made them live on TV.
Yes,
on first night,
unfortunately.
and so we're gonna check in on that with the entire team, the entire team PTL, a little bit later on in this broadcast. So stay tuned for that. It's going to get very personal.
It's going to get real, people.
It's going to get real.